Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. We made it through another week, and what a week it was. Today is April 30th, 2021. It is the last trading day in the month of April. And according to Zacks research, we had 900 companies report earnings over this past week, and it certainly felt that way. It's been a crazy busy week. It's also the last day of Financial Literacy Month, so I hope you found that some of the stuff we brought you this month was helpful. We're going to continually do that. That's what our Friday videos are all about, bringing you some planning ideas, some knowledge to hopefully add to your financial literacy, and hopefully that will continue. I mentioned last week, May is Military Appreciation Month. I have been blessed to work with a lot of people in the military, have a lot of appreciation for them. So if you were in the military, if you served, or if other people that you know served, please let us know. We want to make sure that we continue our appreciation, not just in the month of May, but every day for all that they've done. So we'll talk about more of that as we get into May. We're in the home stretch regarding the tax deadline. So please remember, be kind to your tax preparer. Be kind to us when you go to compile that last minute information you need. So when you call us and look for that stuff, a little bit of extra time might be appreciated. If you give us a little extra notice, that's fine. But let us know. We'll do all we can to get the information you need. May 17, that's the tax filing deadline. It's also the deadline for your IRA contributions. If you haven't made an IRA contribution for 2020, please let us know. Let's talk about that and see if we can do that. One of the things I was going to spend some time on this year was to explain a little bit about what's going on with SPACs. Now, that's the special purpose acquisition companies. These things have they've come and gone. The rise and fall go and exactly prove my point. They've actually faded back into the woodwork. These things are not new. They've been around for a while, and they'll still be around, but they're no longer the hottest thing to talk about. And that's exactly my point. Where they were 60 days ago, it was literally on the tip of everybody's tongue. We're not talking about that anymore. So what's the point on that? Keep our eye on the ball. SPACs were just going to be more noise. I'm not going to waste your time going into SPACs anymore because, again, they're not part of the story anymore, and they really shouldn't have been part of the story. So, again, if you have questions on SPACs, feel free to give me a call. But that's not what we're going to focus on, because what we're going to focus on is meeting your goals. So remember, we're here to identify your goals, develop plans to reach them, implement those plans, make changes as necessary, and of course, pursue those goals. SPACs were just one example of the noise in 2021. There was so much going 2020, 2021. You had GameStop, you've had capital gains, you've had hedge fund losses, short sellers. All of this noise comes and goes in the market, and the news outlets cover them. Why does a news outlet cover them? Because it's boring to talk about just pursuing and reaching your goals. They need to sell sizzle. They don't need to sell that kind of stuff. So I want to keep focusing on really reaching our goals. Let's talk about the core principles that we're going to continue to talk about in our conversation. This weekend happens to be the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting and Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger and their teams are going to meet and discuss the portfolio of holdings that is Berkshire Hathaway. So you can watch live stream if you want. Let me know if you want the link. Just shoot me a quick email. Many of us cannot relate to Warren Buffett, and I get that. But the key is that the reason that he's been successful is that he doesn't usually act on the noise. He has investment principles, he has an investment plan, and that's what he sticks to. He puts the plan and the principles to work into a long-term portfolio, and his wealth and his success in investing actually proves this. So here's a few core ideas that I want to share with you. I'll dig into these in the next couple of months. Please ask me about them when we meet. There's a lot of talk right now about taxes. And as I've mentioned, it may be a worthwhile conversation to have with your tax preparer to talk about different and multiple different tax statuses of your investments. Can you have a Roth IRA? Do you need to only have traditional IRA? What about your taxable accounts? How should that be structured? Should you use donor advised funds to make charitable contributions? All these things you can talk to your tax preparer about, talk to us about. Let's figure out about what the best way we can work on making sure that we're as tax efficient as we can going forward. Also, as I've said before, consider investing monthly. We know that 401k monthly and investing in that way is so successful. It works outside of your retirement plans also. If you have extra cash flow, give us a call. Let's see if it makes sense to actually put a couple of $100, a couple $1,000 a month. Let's get that money invested as well and have that growing. Even if it's for short-term goals, we can work that as well. But let's make sure we have that money growing. permanent income, long-term care. These fall into our insurance conversations. Let's talk about those things. Let's see if they fit into your portfolio, and let's see how we can figure out how to make that happen. Finally, let's talk about portfolio risk. Okay, so look, in the last 12 months, the markets have gone crazy pretty much. And the question I would ask is that is the risk in your portfolio the same way it was 12 months ago? Is your risk appetite the same way it was 12 months ago? And we should make sure that we talk about that. Does that all match your goals? Again, going back to a Warren Buffett quote, Warren Buffett says you should sell until you can sleep at night. No, I'm not exactly saying that we should sell and go to cash, but certainly something we should think about. We need to make sure that your risk levels match those goals, match your time horizons, and they match your risk tolerance. Finally, it's okay. We're done with this. We're done with the week. It's time for the weekend. March came in like a lion. What is May going to be like? We'll have to see. We know that IndyCar racing is returning in the month of May, so that's exciting for people like me who like IndyCars. What else? What are you excited about in the summer of 2021, right? Because 2020 summer was a whole different ballgame. So I'd love to hear about what you're doing, and let's make sure that financially we're ready for it. So have a great weekend. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.